exactly she said, but really, she really changed me that day. And she would always help with my homeworks. I think like she had a lot of credit for what I achieved in those years. So in 8th grade, I was not studying at all, but I was going to a course for the high school entrance exam. So I wouldn't listen the lesson in like my class, but I would also have the chance to listen to it again in the course for the high school entrance exam. I wouldn't listen to that with 100% attention, but because I was listening to the same thing repeatedly, like maybe let's say in school, between sketching and doodling, my brain collects the 30% of what they say and maybe nearly 40% of what they say in the course too. So they completed each other, let's say. So I was able to still not flunk in the high school entrance exam, even though me doing poorly, me just attending the classes in high school. And also because of, like, let's say, the math is more simple to comprehend than the math in high school. Like, it is easier in middle school. So it was more like using your senses. Like, you're not trying to memorize them. Like, if you make them make sense, like, if you teach if you learn them by heart and understand how stuff worked, it was easy to do those. Like, you wouldn't need exterior information if you understand how those worked. So it was rather easy to do good in the high school exam. So I was able to go to a science high school. Those are the top high schools. Like, if you do good on your exam, like, you get a high point, the highest points, you can go to science high schools, which specify in like math and science. So you would be expected to be study science or engineering when you get out of there, or other majors that are related to those, that are mathematical or scientific. So actually, a science high school was the worst match for someone like me at that time, because I really didn't know what to do with my life, and I was kind of feeling an existential crisis, because I really didn't know what to do with myself, really. Like, what was the point of my existence? And I didn't know what to do with it. And I did not know what to do in the future. I was just surviving, honestly, having no plans for the future. So I threatened my family if, like, the day was, like, we were making the choices of where we wanted to go for the high school. Your parents supervise you basically when you're making the choice. So I wanted, like, I wanted to go to a big city that was a neighbor, was like 1 hour away from where I was. I was 17 at the time. And my father did not accept it. He said, like, no, it's too far away. There are not any dormitories available there for that school for you, etc., etc. They did not make me go there, and it was still a really successful high school that was pretty popular and known for being successful and prestigious. but it was not a science high school, and it was like an all-rounder. So it was more suitable for someone like me. I also at the time loved sketching, and like I said, I wouldn't listen to lessons and draw all the time because it would make me feel less anxious and more at ease. So I was also considering science fuck science high school, arts. Yeah, but I didn't took the effort to look for the dates for the entrance special entrance exams, like the talents exams for those types of school. So I missed that. But I really wanted that high school that was in the big city, because big cities always allured me, and like there was more of a queer life there, and more of a, like, you could have been more indulged in art in those places. There were more museums, like there was more of everything. I was always been obsessed with big cities and the opportunities that you'd have there. That was like, at the time I thought that was the perfect match for me, and I thought it would give me some more independence, because I was always so dependent on my mom. Like, by dependence, I don't mean I was scared to go out or something. My well-being was really linked to my mother, so I thought I could be more myself there. But my fucking father didn't let it happen, and by force they wrote down the high school, the science high school, which I didn't want to go at all, which were in a part of the small city that we were living in. I fucking hated it there. I just made some really good friends that I still talk to. But other than that, I really hated it. It was like hell. Because I still didn't study, like the 8th grade. I really struggled, like really badly, because teachers didn't really like that I was doing poorly. And they treated like people like me that didn't do insanely good, like didn't study, like they treated us like scum. This is just the truth. This is like the dark side of science high schools in Turkey. Like, it was so bad. I felt so, I didn't feel like I had value. They would be happy if I died one day and didn't go to their school. They would be better off without me. They really made it felt. I really struggled with the damage they caused to me. They like made me think my value, and there was also some manipulative bully, some sort of bully that I was obsessed with hating. He manipulated me into having feelings for him, and then he used that to like mess up with my head. I think he saw that I was mentally vulnerable because of the state that I was in, that it was not nice. He one time locked me in the locker room and made it like lay down. It was terrifying. And I fucking hated him. I fucking hated how he manipulated people. And me, of course. So high school was like that. But I made amazing friends who I thought were supportive of me. And I made one fucking friend who, in the end, who ended up gaslighting me and driving me away. Like, she distanced me from some of my other friends by telling me lies about them. So I didn't interact with them anymore. Later on, she really liked telling lies and creating false realities. And I really don't know why. Otherwise, we were so compatible thinking-wise. I, at the time, really didn't think that I could match with someone that perfectly. Like, I didn't think that, I thought that no one could understand me that well, ever. And I dedicated a lot of my efforts to her. Like, I was doing something like in 3rd grade of high school when I discovered swimming. Like, discovered, it was not a big secret to the world anyway. When I started training for swimming in a club, I dedicated my trainings to her. Like, when I lost the motivation, I chose her to dedicate my training to. Like, she was one of the biggest reasons why I kept going in that time, because she was my best friend. And in the end, I heard all the lies that she told behind my back, and there was one time that all of my friends come to intervening, like they did an intervention thing for my depression. Like, why are you this? It all started with, why are you this dirty? Like, not in a bad way, but what's wrong? Like, let us help you. This is not good. We are here to help, kind of thing. And that was the most loving thing I have ever experienced. And I'm telling this because it's a core memory for me. And on top of that, my best friend at the time even told lies about that topic. Like, she told one of them, like, she told me that after that happened, one of my best friends in there came to her and said, like, I really hate the fact she's this dirty. I feel disgusted. And after they had the intervention with me, and she said that person came to me and said, why did you say that? Why did you make the conversation about mental health? We were supposed to talk to her about her bad hygiene. Like, why did you guys make it about her mental health? So she told me all this and said, your other friends actually didn't care about your mental health. And I also heard about this supposedly called best friend of mine, that she had said she thought I was faking my depression. Like, I guess the bad hygiene part was part of the faking too, I guess. Who doesn't love smelling bad and transferring lies to your roommates? Yeah, that happened as well. Yeah, I transferred lies to my roommates. I felt so ashamed. It was really bad. I really tried to hide it. Of course, how could I hide lies? And maybe we did pass that. Those were rough times, but also my so sometime along those lines, I also made a boyfriend who really helped with